Dispersion of solids and the surfactant, these two things are covered. Now come to the structured vehicles or deflocculated suspension. The structured vehicles are the vehicles which exhibits the pseudoplastic or plastic rheologic behavior. Moreover, these should also possess some degree of thixiotropic behavior, gel to sol, sol to gel transformation. Such a behavior improves the physical stability of suspension. During storage, a shear thinning system acquires a gel-like structure so that the particles do not settle. On shaking, viscosity decreases and the suspension becomes a sol, so that uniform dispersion of solids can be achieved. Better durability and consistent dust can be administered. When left aside, the suspension regains its gel-like structure. For the reason mentioned above, Newtonian vehicles are not suitable because they do not exhibit thixotropic behavior. Structured vehicles are extensively used to prepare deflocculated suspensions. Stokes' law is applicable in case of deflocculated suspensions because the factors mentioned in Stokes' equation are well utilized in practice in order to retard the rate of sedimentation. Structured vehicles are generally prepared using hydrochlorids. Hydrochlorids offer certain advantages. These get hydrated well in water, swell to a great degree, and produce high viscosity at a low concentration. Next, these hydrochlorids also acts as a protective colloids and stabilize the charges. A few examples of different types of hydrochlorids: methyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, sodium CMC, polyacrylic acids, that means carbopol. I have already covered these things previously. Again, I am telling you. The desired concentration of a suspending agents depends on viscosity of the vehicles, amount of solids, particle size, density of solids. Among these, viscosity has a profound influence on stability. Therefore, suspending agents are used to produce a high degree of viscosity. Suspensions intended for oral use contain high amounts of suspending agents, usually non-ionic type. Because of the presence of high amounts of solid, suspensions intended for parenteral use contain suspending agents in the concentration of about 0.5% weight by volume. Clays such as bentonite are effective concentration of 2 to 5% weight by volume, depending upon the pH of the system and ionic strength. When clays are used as suspending agents, it is essential to add preservatives such as methylparaben and propylparaben because clays promote the growth of molds. Density of the structured vehicles is often increased by including the ingredients such as polyvinyl pyrrolidone, sugars, polyethylene glycols or PEGs, PEGAs, glycerin, etc. Combination of these attributes yields improved suspension. These all things I have already covered in case of uh, this slide, the various components used in suspensions formulation, that what should be the weighting agents, flocculating agents, thickeners, buffers. So for formulating the suspensions, these all are using. So what should be the application of these all things to the suspension formulation? That's why I am revising these things, that the deflocculated suspension, the structural vehicles. Now, please note the controlled flocculation or flocculated suspensions I have already told, but again I am saying Once the powder are properly weighted and dispersed in a medium, the flocculation can be produced gradually by the addition of flocculating agents such as electrolytes, surfactants, and polymers. I have told this thing. The advantages of the flocks is that these do not form hard cakes and redispersion of sediment is easy. Different approaches are used to achieve flocculation. Number one, most dispersed particles poses a surface charge. The intensity of this charge can be reduced by the addition of agents with an opposite charge like electrolytes. As a result, the zeta potential decreases and particles establish attractive forces between the adjacent particles. And surfactants and polymers are long chain compounds. These substances act by absorbing the part of their chains on the particle surface and projecting out the remaining part into the medium. This type of bridging promotes and formation of flocks. So here I'm ending this topic suspension. So in your syllabus from coarse dispersion system, suspension is over. Interfacial properties of suspended particles also completed. Settling in suspension covered. Formulation of flocculated and deflocculated suspension all are covered. So the rest of things, the emulsion, theories of emulsification, microemulsion, multiple emulsion, stabilities of emulsion, preservation of emulsion, rheologic properties of emulsion, and emulsion formulation by HLB method. So from the next class, I will start this thing, the emulsion, which is under coarse dispersion, unit 3. So after completing the whole emulsion, unit 3 will be completed. Thank you.